Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's video. Now, you might have seen recently I've given away a couple of accounts that I've started and just not had the time for. But in today's video, we've actually obtained an account I've been playing for a couple of days now. And yeah, it's got Tekteon. This account's in its first week. One of the guys in Discord pulled him straight away on the new Narma Criodan link account. Pulled him and realized, hey, actually, I don't have time to play this account. Asked me if I wanted it, and I said yes, of course. Like, it's Tekteon. It's one of the top 10 champions in the game at the moment. Now, if you don't know what he does, I'll read through his kit real quickly. You probably haven't seen him before, unless you're an endgame player and you've pulled for him when he was released. But his A1 attacks all enemies twice, has a 25% chance of placing a stun debuff for one turn, or damage is based off of HP, so he's a really good tank. His A2 attacks all enemies 2 times before attacking, places a 15% shatter buff on this champion for 2 turns, will ignore shield, strengthen, and increase defense buffs. Each hit increases the cooldown of all enemy skills by 2 turns. This is insane. I can imagine once this is booked down to a 3-turn cooldown, you almost have a permanent lockout, especially if you combine it with Criodan's freeze. You've just won. You've just won. Arena already so far has just been a breeze. His A3, usually you start off with this before you hit the A2. It places a taunt buff and a poison cloud buff on this champion for 3 turns. Also places a protected shield buff equal to 30% of this champion's HP on all allies for 2 turns, then grants an extra turn. And then his passive at the start of each round places a poison cloud buff on this champion for 1 turn, decreases the damage this champion receives from critical hits by 50%. Whenever an enemy hits this champion, increases this champion's max HP by 5%. Weak hits increases champion's max HP by 10% instead, stacks up to 100% HP. So this guy can straight up just have double the health any other champion in the game can realistically have, right? So say we look at him right now, I'm sitting at 33,000 HP. If I put him as the aura lead, we're sitting at 40,000 HP. And then just from this passive alone, fully stacked, he'll be at 80,000 HP at level 50 with crappy lifesteal gear, right? Now, just imagine fully built in like a regen set or something like that. He's going to get, you can get him up to 150, probably close to 200,000 HP if you really dive into the health side of things. He's got an aura, 33% HP in all battles, which is great because running him alongside Pelops in things like campaign or even dungeons if you don't want accuracy, or even an arena, I chuck him as the lead. Increases Pelops' survivability and damage as well. Pelops books haven't been great. I do want this fully booked. This shield is still the most important thing. Once that's fully booked, I'm definitely going to book Tekteon. Masteries aren't done yet to fuse, yet to farm them. And that's pretty much it. It's just sitting on a lifesteal set, HP chest, crit glove, speed boots. It is what it is, being a 6-day-old account. We are on the 7th day now. The main point of this video now is I was tossing up between what to do here, and I've decided, I've already got the Sacred Shard. I've got the Sacred Shard from Hard, from Brutal, and from finishing the dungeons, because the dungeons were a breeze with this setup. So I've got 4 Sacred sitting here, 1 Void, and 32 Ancients. Now, Palace is available with a progressive chance. I know it's a bait event. I know the odds aren't good. With the Ancients, you're looking at 0.5%, and with Sacred's only 6%. And there's no other event overlapped right now, so besides personal CVC. So it's not a great idea. But given that my rule of thumb usually is in the first week of an account, I like to, if there's something like this going on and there's someone I want, I like to pull shards so that week can determine the account's fate, I guess. And you can save up from there. Because if I just save all this straight away, then yeah, I'm only, I've got Tekteon. I can just focus on building these core 6, 7, whatever. And that's it. Who else do I have in here? Don't really have anyone else. I did pull a Man-Eater. It's Man-Eater, right? Yeah, Man-Eater. For some reason, I've thought I got him mixed up with someone else. I did pull a Man-Eater, which is nice. It's going to help later on. But I like to let the first week kind of build up the roster, and then I can sit on that roster for like 30 days or so and develop it from there. And since I'm going to skip out on the next event, maybe the next 2 fusion events, I've got time to build up another roster. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think I'm only going to pull maybe about 17 shards. I'll do maybe 7 singles and then a 10. And then I'll pull 2 sacreds and see how we go. I might pull 3. I don't think I'll do all 4. I'll leave one sitting around. And I don't want to pull the void. I'll leave the void there. So let's get into it. I'm expecting to just get rares, but nevertheless, the rares can help build up the roster. And if I get any duplicates, I can feed them off. Or it at least allows for a bit of an advantage in faction wars early on if I feel like going down that path. That's 3 done. 3 not that bad rares, actually. Nice, that helps. Fusion champion. An epic. This is good. Alright. Arthur, he's just going to go for faction wars, which is fine. But now I have a 15 times increased multiplier for, what's his name? I want to say Poseidon, but I know that's not his name. It's at 20 times now for Tidemaster. We'll do one more. Rotting Mage, okay. Now I'll pull 2 single pulls for Sacred. Pull number 1. Okay, Bloodfeather. Another Orc. So we've got a few Orcs. That's alright. And pull number 2. I know this is going to be a bad idea. Okay, cool. Sweet, we've got the Tidemaster. Now he's out of the way. We can... That stays at 25, hey. But we can swap him over. Let's remove him. And... I want the Stag, don't I? I think. I don't need Galapo. Galapo revives, hey. 1 ally. Unkillable. Attacks all enemies. Stag's got decreased speed, defense, accuracy. Alright, we'll just grab the Stag. I'm not going to pull any more Sacreds. I got the Tidemaster. I think that's all I really wanted. What I might do here is, instead of a 10 bomb, I'll just pull 5 more single Ancients, so it comes to 12 total Ancients. And it's just to increase the roster a little bit. If we get 1 more epic from these 5 pulls, that'll be great. That'll really help out. Like I said, I don't recommend doing this, especially outside of a 2x drop. But if you were to do it while the personal CVC is on, it's not the worst time. And progressive chance, of course. Honor Guard. Ooh, Royal Guard, sorry. Alright, that's not that bad. That's that's actually better than a Stag Knight. That is better than a Stag Knight. Alright. This account has... We've hit a little bit here. That's not bad. Alright. Tekteon, Royal Guard, Tidemaster. I think that's the first dwarf I've seen. What does he do? That's interesting. Alright. What, didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's leave it there, I think. I think that's not a bad place. The chances of us getting Palace, or at least a legendary from here, obviously just not the greatest. This is very tempting though, especially I'm on a 25 times. Like a Stag Knight wouldn't be the worst. You know what I'd do? Let's do either 5 Ancients or 1 more Epic, whichever comes first. So if we get an Epic on the first one, we'll stop. Otherwise, we'll go to 5 more Ancients. Because these haven't felt too bad. Frozen Banshee, that's good. I mean, I don't really need poison. Another Shadowkin, Vagabond. He's a underrated character, I think. Hexweaver. It's killing me. It's killing me doing these outside of 2x. I'll be honest. Alright. Wow. Come on, man. We didn't have him on the increased odds, do we? God damn. Alright, we had Stag Knight selected and we get a second Tidemaster. We're leaving it there. I don't know what I don't know what to say with that. what are we doing? Let's just select our epics. Not bad. All right, so we grabbed 5 epics from... How many shards did we end up doing? We did 19 ancients, I think, and 2 sacreds. And we grabbed 2 tide masters, a royal guard, an atur, and a blood feather. That was all right. I don't know what I'm going to do with 2 tide masters, but that's all right. He's good. He's good. I've used him before. He's pretty good. He's like what's his name? Apothecary on steroids, right? Kinda. That's good. All right. We are on... We've got 19 hours left of the first week. So, and with the missions, we're just in chapter 3. So once Pelops gets to 60, I'm going to try and push these as hard as I can today to try and finish off these potion keep missions. Hopefully the arena one shouldn't be too bad because Tekteon obviously just destroys everyone in arena. And the void one, I don't mind if I don't finish the void straight away because today's a Friday and void's open on Sunday. So as long as I finish off these other 2, well, I guess if I finish that, then the void's free anyway. But yeah, like I said, as long as I get that by Sunday, we're good. It doesn't delay me a week. Then the next goal is to just have Tekteon at 60 so I can complete that. So that's where we're at with this account. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.